Hey guys, Crewman here with another RX 7600 video. So some of you may or may not know, HiveOS finally enabled native 7000 series support right on time with me filming my video testing out the hash of the RX 7600 on different algorithms. A few things to note, however. Hive does not allow you to set native overclocks for anything on this GPU. The only thing you can control is the power limits. That said, you are basically getting everything you can at stock settings with these things as far as hash rate goes. But even if you could get, say, plus or minus 10% more out of them, which I doubt, as I was only able to OC my model about 5% gaming, no matter how hard I tried to push it, it was either basically 5% or it crashed. I don't think it would make that much of a difference with these results. The only change that would be worth noting is that you should be able to lower the power by more than that when you get control of the voltages. How much more? I don't know, but like I said, you'll see the performance. I really don't think it's going to make a whole lot of a difference, especially at the $250 price point, which is what I would recommend paying for these things. So one more thing I want to go over is I want to go over my test bench. As you can see here, I have the RX 7600 on a different power supply with its own power meter. So you'll see two different settings. You'll see the software power and then the wall power. And you'll be able to clearly tell the difference between the two. So let's get started. Alright, so I tested out a spread of coins to cover everything that I think would be relevant as of September 18th, 2023 to mine on these things. The first coin I did was Dynex. Honestly, the results were not that impressive. They were actually pretty underwhelming. The biggest thing I would compare them to is the BC160, which I got a full rig of those and I paid about $75 per GPU. They use about 20 watts less and they're getting about 3.5 kilohash versus the RX 7600's 2.3 kilohash. And you can see it's at 74 watts on the software and 109 watts on the wall. So that's not a good start, and considering Dynex is the best coin for AMD GPUs, I think you're going to notice a trend here. The next coin I wanted to go over was Ergo. Now I don't really have too much to say about Ergo. I just wanted to show you guys what it could do. You can see it's 89 watts at the wall. 89 watts at the software, 131 watts at the wall, and we're getting about 60 mega hash. But I wanted to show you a memory algo so you could just see what was going on. Next thing we have is Radiant. Radiant is a core algo, so I wanted you guys to also see what you could do with it. I don't mind Radiant alone, so I don't really have much to compare it to. You can see we got about 32 mega hash, 74 watts at the software, 109 watts at the wall. Now, let's move on to Nexa. This is a mixed, memory and core algorithm coin, and you can see we got about 29.73 mega hash. This is where it gets a little rough though. We got about 85 watts at the software, 124 watts at the wall. Now, when you compare these things to a 3060 Ti, which can do about 60 to 70ish watt, 60 70ish mega hash on Nexa, depending on how much power you push, that is not good. And also considering you can get a used 3060 Ti for about the same price as a 7600 new. And finally, I think the most damning comparison, we're going to do an ETH hash coin, which is Ethereum. As you can see, we're getting about 32.78 mega hash, 74 watts at the software, 109 watts at the wall, which basically makes this thing a bad 1660 Super, which currently costs double to a little more than double the price depending on what you can get 1660 Supers for. Their market for those things are all over. I've seen them for as little as $70 and I've seen them as much as 150 used. And then new, I think they're going for about 160, 170 depending on if you go to Micro Center or a place like that. So anyway, all very, very bad numbers. As truly awesome as this card, the RX 7600 is for gaming, for mining, I would pass on it. Even considering the fact that I'm probably leaving 5 to 7% of the hash on the table since I can't overclock it in Hive, and maybe I could get the power down a little bit more since I don't have voltage control, I still would not recommend using this thing for mining when you can go buy used 6700 XTs 3060 Ti's and 3070s out there for a similar price point, and they're just better across the board. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for my RX 7600 coverage for a while. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hope this video helped, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Crewman out.